Hello and welcome once again to Big Game Bound. I'm Chris Hagan. From 32 down to 4. This Sunday, we will find out which two teams are indeed big game bound Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. The action starts with the AFC title game. The Chiefs in the conference championship game for the 6th year in a row. But for the first time in this stretch, it will be on the road. A 3 o'clock Eastern time kickoff in Baltimore to take on the top-seeded Ravens. Here's our Chris Widlick with more on this huge matchup.
Chris, thank you. And now it's time to talk about the AFC Championship game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. And we bring in our guy who's been following the Chiefs for quite a few years now, Rob Collins. And Rob, thanks for spending time with us. It's a crazy matchup. I think a matchup maybe not a lot of folks expected after the Chiefs had to go on the road and win in Buffalo. First off, what's the reaction there in KC after Patrick Mahomes' first playoff road win?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, Chris, to think that the Chiefs have been in the AFC Championship for 6 straight years. A little different here in Chiefs Kingdom on the road. It's not the Arrowhead Invitational this year, but Patrick Mahomes proved that he can go on the road and win a game in a hostile environment. I know a lot of narratives are out there that that would not be possible with the state of the offense the Chiefs currently have, but Patrick Mahomes showed that he and Andy Reid and that defense, more importantly, can win games in the postseason on the road.
Yeah, that victory in Buffalo really meant a lot to Mahomes. You could tell that was kind of a burr under his saddle to try to prove to everybody that he can do it outside Arrowhead Stadium, right?
Yeah, he hears it, man. They may be a little coy about it when they're talking to the media, but those guys hear it. You follow them on social media. They keep receipts now, as the kids are calling it these days. And it was certainly a big win for Patrick Mahomes and something he can check off the list. And he'll have to do it again in another hostile environment against a better team. I think Baltimore is better suited to play in this AFC Championship game than they were when the Bills played the Chiefs.
Yeah, what's your initial take on this matchup between Kansas City and Baltimore? Obviously, two great quarterbacks, but also two excellent defenses on both sides of the ball, right?
Yeah, for the Chiefs, the main concern, of course, is Lamar Jackson and that running game, because as you and I both know, Lamar Jackson's propensity to run the ball is what scares every defensive coordinator, and Steve Spagnuolo will certainly have something dialed up. But the Baltimore Ravens led the league in rushing attempts and rushing yards. They do it better than anybody else, and they have a lot of weapons, and it's just not Baltimore running the ball anymore. Lamar Jackson has grown his game to where he has offensive weapons on the outside, and he can throw the ball. We've seen that over the last couple of weeks, and this season he's the presumptive MVP. I think it might even be unanimous that he's going to take that. So Lamar Jackson's game is a lot more than just running the ball when the pocket collapses.
I know health is always an issue at this time of the season. Players are banged up for sure. Where does Kansas City stand right now as far as the health is concerned, especially with the starters?
Yeah, there's 3 key guys that I'm looking at. From Wednesday's practice, Isaiah Pacheco, the running back, he did not practice with a toe injury. He said he's working with the training staff. He says he's going to play. It doesn't seem to be an issue. On defense, Willie Gay has stingers in his neck, so I don't know if he's going to play. He's a big factor. The linebackers are a big factor to me in this game because they're going to have to spy Lamar. And if Willie Gay is playing, that's great because his side-to-side movement will be one of the keys to stop Lamar. But for the Chiefs defense, they have to stay in their zones. They have to have gap integrity because you know as well as I do, you rush Lamar, he beats the first level, he's gone. But if you let him stay back there in the pocket, he's going to find receivers. So Willie Gay and the linebacking crew is one of the keys to the game for the Chiefs for me. And on offense, All-Pro guard Joe Thuney has a pec issue. He did not practice on Wednesday, so we'll have to see for him. And that's a big injury if you think about it. I mean, I hurt my pec one time picking up a 12-pack of beer, but I wasn't trying to guard 300-pound angry men trying to get your quarterback. So that's a big difference. If Joe Thuney's not in there, that's going to affect the run game, and it's obviously going to affect the protection against Patrick Mahomes in the pocket. So Thuney's a big one for me, and we'll continue to watch that before kickoff.
Only you, Rob. You've got the strength for sure. As far as Kansas City's concerned, is it try to play keep away, ball control, and maybe eat the clock and keep this game low scoring? Is that their best opportunity, you think, to win this one?
I don't think so. See what happened to Josh Allen. They tried to do that, and it burned them because they had to score late in the game. You saw the Chiefs. They kind of got back to that old offense we're used to. They had 2 scoring drives out of the second half in 3 minutes, both of them 75-yard scoring drives. So they have that quick strike ability, and I think Josh Allen, he was limited by Sean McDermott, a fatal error for him. I don't think Andy Reid's going to make the same mistake. I think we're going to have a shootout. I know the total in this game is around 45, but, man, I'd be hammering that, especially with your money. I'd be hammering that over in this game. I know it's going to be raining a little bit, but I think we're going to see some fireworks in this game, man. I really do.
Interesting. I kind of like the under in this one. All right, how about the experience factor? The Chiefs have been there, done that. You mentioned it's their 6th straight AFC championship game. Baltimore has been hit and miss in the playoffs. Do you think this will play out at all in this game on Sunday?
I certainly think it's a factor. Patrick Mahomes is 13-3 in the playoffs, and of those 3 losses, you can really only say one of them was his fault. That was the game against Cincinnati where he was terrible, especially in the second quarter. The other one, the Super Bowl, he had no offensive line, and then the other AFC Championship game where an offsides penalty cost him a chance to be in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson's never played in the AFC Championship. And remember, a couple years back, Baltimore was the #1 seed, and they lost to Tennessee. So I think that experience factor, especially with the quarterback, will be huge in this game. There are other players on the Chiefs that have been to 6 straight AFC Championship games. So obviously it's nothing new for these guys. It's a different environment and a different animal on the road, but that may come into play when it gets down to crunch time late in the fourth quarter when somebody has to make a play.
All right, you tossed out a lot of the critical matchups. What do you think is the key for Kansas City to win this game? And then maybe give me your prediction on this one.
All right, the key is what we've seen all season long from the Chiefs in the regular season. What's burned them? Drop passes and fumbles. It almost cost them in the Buffalo game when Mecole Hardman touched the ball twice, fumbled both times, once at the goal line, and became a touchback. So if the Chiefs can limit the turnovers, I know it's cliche, you limit the turnovers, you probably win the game. But for the Chiefs, that is critical because they've shown in the past in the games they lost, it's hard for them to overcome those turnovers. So turnovers, drop passes, and penalties, the 3 things that have been the burr of the saddle for the Chiefs all season long. If they can limit those, they will have a good chance. And I just like Patrick Mahomes, man. It's so hard to bet against him. Every time somebody does it, he finds a way to win. I think the Chiefs will be down late. I think Patrick Mahomes makes a play with his legs to put Harrison Butker in position, and Butker wins the game. That's what I think is going to happen. But what do I know?
I think it's going to be a thriller. You're right. Hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Rob Collins in Kansas City, thanks so much for the time. Chris, back to you.
In the NFC, the upstart Lions, let's call them America's team, on the road against the top-seeded San Francisco 49ers, a 6:30 p.m. Eastern time kick at Levi Stadium. Let's bring in Jack Doles, who's been following the Lions franchise for a long, long time. But Jack, in New York City, getting ready for Olympic coverage. Thanks for the double duty from you, Jack.
Yeah, we got a few things going on here, Chris. In New York right now for some Olympic meetings, but can't wait to get to Santa Clara to watch the Lions and take on the 49ers on Sunday.
Here we are, the Lions 1 win away from the Super Bowl. Can you believe it?
No, I can't, Chris. This franchise has been around for 57 Super Bowls, and they've won 1 playoff game until this year. And now back-to-back wins, and here they are, 1 win away from finally going to that first Super Bowl. It's funny, we went to a Super Bowl exhibit here in New York today to help you guys out on Big Game Bound next week. And I asked the lady, hey, where's all the Lions stuff? And she just laughed at me. Well, they won't be laughing anymore if the Lions finally get there.
Well, yeah, a lot of folks were laughing at Dan Campbell after his press conference being introduced as head coach. But as you said, no one laughing anymore. Very beloved nationwide, it seems, but I'm guessing even more so up there in Michigan.
You know, I don't think he'll ever have to buy another beer in that state, Chris. I don't think he'll ever have to buy another meal. He might be the most popular person in Michigan right now, him along with Brad Holmes, the general manager. You know, what's great is he came in with all that nonsense, the kneecaps biting him off and just all that crazy talk. And we're all going, what have we got here? But it's just this passion, this insane passion that he has for the game and for his team. That has really caught on with this state. And then, you know, just embracing the grit. You know, you watch some videos from early on in his career as a Lions coach, and he just talked about going into the deep waters where people just won't fight. And if we get into those deep waters, we'll fight and we'll start to win. And we'll be one of those 4 or 5 teams that can handle the deep waters. And right now they're in the deep waters as they go to San Francisco. And this will be quite a game. But Dan Campbell is a huge reason why Detroit is finally in position to not be a laughingstock in the NFL, but to be a team that could be playing on Super Bowl Sunday.
The same could be said about Jared Goff, the quarterback. He has really adopted that city, a California kid, kind of like left for dead, if you will, his career as he gets traded. The Rams thinking big things with Matthew Stafford. Here comes Goff, maybe an afterthought, but he has really re-energized his career in that city as well.
He has. And what's great is, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes brought him in, and we all thought it was, here's a throw in, a stopgap until they can get a quarterback. But after a very rough start, and the fans were really on him at first, and they couldn't wait to get rid of him for the first 6 months of his tenure there. But they started to win, and you saw the team start to rally around him. He quit making the mistakes that, put him in bad favor with the Rams. And he just started doing things that this team rallied around him, started making great decisions. And he's just done a great job. And it's been really heartwarming to sit and listen to those crowds at the end of the games, just chanting Jared Goff. So the city's really embraced him. I believe now that he's going to get himself a really nice contract. He's no longer a stopgap in Detroit. He's no longer a guy that's just holding it until they can get that quarterback. He's a guy that can get him to a Super Bowl. And if he gets two different teams to a Super Bowl, Chris, that's some pretty heady company.
Yeah, an overall #1 pick and living up to the billing these days at least. What about on the other side of the ball? The defense had all kind of trouble containing Baker Mayfield and company, but then it was a defensive play that sealed the deal, a big interception. What kind of concerns can the Lions have when they go up against that high-powered Niners attack?
I think they'll be really happy if Deebo Samuel can't play. That is a big concern. But part of what Detroit can do is if San Francisco can't handle Aiden Hutchinson, it's a game changer because suddenly Detroit puts the pressure on that quarterback. They don't have as much time to throw the ball. So we're going to see, what San Francisco can do. But, how well can they run against this Detroit front? I think there's a really good chance McCaffrey has a big game. This is a really good offense, great offensive mind that's running the show in San Francisco. And it'll just be really fun to watch these two just duke it out. I'm sure San Francisco is going to be heavily favored in this one, but much like Michigan had going for it as this year went on in college football, Chris, there just seems to be something about the Lions, just a little extra magic in the air that maybe this is the year they finally do something. And I know they've never, ever in the history of the franchise won a road game in the playoffs, but they've won in some pretty tough spots this year. Won at Kansas City. I mean, they've got some great road wins this year. Should have won in Dallas, but we'll see. This is going to be just a fun game to watch.
No doubt they have a chance. And entry storyline, you've got an overall #1 pick in Jared Goff, a last pick of a draft in Brock Purdy. It's much like you and I, Jack. You the overall #1 pick, me, Mr. Irrelevant. Thanks for the time. Enjoy the game, and we will talk to you down the road.
All right, Chris. You're not Mr. Irrelevant, I promise.
Now let's bring in our guy in Chi-Town, Jared Payton, the son of sweetness for Payton's picks. 3-1 last week, JP. 40-21 for the season. Unbelievable results. Now we need some winners. Only 2 more picks to make this week. 3 for the entire season. It's time to put up or shut up. Let's start with the Chiefs at the Ravens.
Yeah, Chris, this is going to be a tough one, man. I think when you get to this point of the year, everybody's playing their best football. When we look at this Ravens squad and this Chiefs squad as well, no one ever wants to bet against Patrick Mahomes and company. But I think this is really a tough one because you look at Lamar Jackson and how this Ravens team is playing, especially on the defensive end. As much as I want to go with Patrick Mahomes being in another Super Bowl that I will be at in Las Vegas, I'm going to have to ride with the Ravens, their running game, and also their strong defense of shutting down Patrick Mahomes and company. And I think the Ravens are going to get the dub and head to Las Vegas.
Now, last week you said you were the surest of sure things. You were going to go with the Bills. That was the only game you got wrong. What did the Chiefs do in that to get the win and maybe surprised you a little bit?
I think it was just the relationship between Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes was back on schedule, and those guys, they were finding the holes in the defense to be able to take advantage. Also, as well, the Bills missing that field goal opportunity. I mean, that right there kind of changed the game. But when you look at it, Patrick Mahomes and that offense, they found a way to be able to get it done. So I think that was kind of the difference maker right there. But you got to give credit to Josh Allen and that Bills team. They found a way to be able to make it happen. Stephon Diggs did not come up like they needed him to, Chris. I think a big reason why they lost the game.
Now let's head to the NFC. Some intriguing storylines in this one. It's the Lions, who I have dubbed America's team. I know you're not a big fan of them being in the same division as the Bears, but it's the Lions at the San Francisco 49ers.
To me, Chris, this is the most difficult matchup when you think about it. We know what that offense is like, and that defense as well for the 49ers, and playing at home defensively, those linebackers getting after quarterbacks, and we know about Bosa and company coming off the edge. I think when I look at this matchup, it comes down to probably maybe the biggest wild card, and to me that's Brock Purdy. I'm not sure which Brock Purdy is going to come up on Sunday to be in this matchup, and I think he's the one that scares me. Offensively, with Christian McCaffrey, they can run the ball on the ground, but Deebo Samuel being 50-50 going into this matchup, and as of right now, don't know if he's going to play, so I'm going to side with that he's not. If that's the case, that offense is totally different because he adds a totally different dimension to what they do on offense. I really like the Lions. I think when you look at a complete team and a team that's done it all season long, that's been the most consistent team in this matchup, it's been the Lions, Jared Goff and company. They can run on the ground if you need to, and they can pass through the air if you need to. Defensively might be a little weak here and there, but they're going to find a way to be able to play hard. I'm going out on a limb on this one.
He likes the Lions to bite off some kneecaps. Now, JP, you touched on this. You have an overall #1 pick for the Lions at Jared Goff at quarterback. You have a last pick overall, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy in the Niners. What does that say about the state of the game and maybe sometime how here at the Combine, maybe guys are misevaluated a little bit?
Well, definitely. If you find a guy that fits your system, I think it makes it a little bit easier, Chris, right? And what you're looking for, a guy that can disperse the ball, get it out to, playmakers. And I think that's the one thing that Brock Purdy benefits from being in San Francisco is that he has a slew full of weapons to be able to throw the ball to or hand off to. When it comes down to a guy like Jared Goff, man, he's going to sit back and he's going to rifle it in there. He's going to find guys, but he's going to manage the game as well, but can make every single throw with his arm. I think it's just really, really tough. I think the Lions are America's team right now, and they're darlings, and they are going to get the dub, and they're going to head to Las Vegas, and I can't believe I just said that.
Here's a look at Peyton's picks. Championship Sunday, he likes the homestanding Ravens against the Chiefs, although never sleep on Mahomes, and he'll go with the Lions taking on the Niners on the road. The amazing story will continue. And JP, the next time you and I talk together, we'll be sitting side by side, Radio Row, out in Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
Well, Chris, I always look forward to that, and hopefully we go 2-0 this weekend.
All right, JP. A lot fewer NFL folks still talking this time of year, but we're always listening to hear what's been caught on an open mic.
They said I run like I bite people. Like, I ain't no zombie. Like, that was crazy. Like, so that was one of the funniest ones. You said I run like I bite the ground, bite the grass. That's crazy.
I don't like competing against him at all. But yeah, I mean, he's a great quarterback. Definitely a Hall of Famer. It's not even it's a no-brainer. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. I believe it's just two greats, up-and-coming greats, just going toe-to-toe.
It's challenging. The way he's able to just be a competitor and score the football, obviously, and then their entire team. I mean, it's a tall task. You got to go out there and play your best football, and if you make any mistakes, it seems like the game's going to go the other way.
It doesn't matter if you play good or bad. Like, you can't, I don't think, take really any of that with you the next week. It's a new game, it's a new scheme, it's a new environment, everything about it is new. I think that's where the great ones really, separate themselves from the others.
I've talked to the new guys, Chase being a big one, just how you need to step it up a notch. And I think I saw that as a D-line, like the physicality and the effort. I think we did take that step last week, and we're going to have to take another one.
I envisioned that we would have a chance to compete with the big boys, and that's where we're at. All you got to do is get in.
When I got here, you tell your friends you're on the Lions. Like, oh, you guys aren't no good. You guys aren't going to do anything. So, I mean, everyone on this team, I'm sure someone's told them that, you're on the Lions, you guys aren't going to do anything. So we know that. We know what perception is of being on the Detroit Lions, but we feel like we have a chance to change things, not just for this year, but for years to come.
And that will do it for this edition of Big Game Bound. For our Next Star correspondents across the nation and executive producer Phil Nardiello in the next room, I'm Chris Hagan. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Championship Sunday, and we'll see you next time on Big Game Bound.